The Nuggets beat the Grizzlies in what has to be their last bad win of the season. I'll explain on Locked On Nuggets.
You are Locked On Nuggets, your daily Denver Nuggets podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Nuggets, your daily Denver Nuggets podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thanks for joining us, making us part of your day, being an everyday or making us your first listen and joining us Monday through Friday, whether you're joining us on podcast side, wherever you get your podcast, or at youtube.com/Locked On Nuggets. We do appreciate each and every one of you. We also love that you're an everydayer. If you're a member, consider becoming a member of our Everydayers Club. Sign up at lockedonnuggets.supercast.com. You get scouting reports on each game from yours truly. You get updates on the cap situation and rotation charts from Ryan Blackburn. All sorts of great stuff. Just sign up at lockedonnuggets.supercast.com. You can join the Discord and hang out there in what is quickly becoming the rage room for Denver Nuggets fans. Glad to have you guys with us tonight. The Nuggets get the win over the Memphis Grizzlies, 122-116. We'll tell you about that game. I'll talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. There wasn't a lot of good. I'm going to talk about why it's okay, why it's not okay. I'm going to explain what I think is going on with Nikola Jokic. I'll give you my thoughts on where the rest of the team is at, and we'll head into the All-Star break with a little bit of positivity. All that coming up on today's show. Okay. First up, a win's a win, right? Hey, a win's a win. You take them where you can get them. I have long talked about this, that in the NBA, when you have 82 games, you're going to have good wins, good losses, bad losses. And the Nuggets have had very few bad wins this season. They've had some bad losses. They've had some good losses. They've had some okay losses. They've had some okay wins. They've had very few bad wins. They've had some good wins. They've had very few bad wins. This was a bad win. I can't, in all honesty, I just can't be like, you get them any way you can. I know they were down 2 starters. I get that. Or not 2 starters, but 1 starter and their 6th man and Peyton Watson. No Aaron Gordon, no Peyton Watson tonight. I totally get that. Completely understand. They're missing their backup power forward, Spencer Jones, who's been incredible for them. Love it. That's tough. This is a Memphis Grizzlies team that has given up on the season and is openly tanking. They started Jamal Murray, who I think he's actually been really good for them. Shows some real defense. Gigi Jackson, Kyle Anderson at center, Jalen Wells, and Ty Jerome. Okay. And a blowout was probably too much to ask for where the Nuggets are at physically, mentally, emotionally, and roster-wise. The problem is really the way this game played out and the approach, and trying to find the line between it's basically, I know you're tired, but you also have to play harder. And that's a really difficult thing to do. Hey, I know you're exhausted. I know you're just trying to survive the next 2 hours to get to the All-Star break so you can finally rest for more than a day. But you got to play harder. And that was really what they needed. I have more complaints about this game than I have positive things to say. And I don't want to over-index on it because they did win. They beat the Grizzlies. They got the win. They're 3rd in the Western Conference hanging in the All-Star break. Rockets lost. That's a boon. They get a loss to the Rockets, lost by the Rockets tonight to the Clippers. So they maintain 3rd in the West by a game thanks to 2 wins. They're tied in the loss column. They're up on Minnesota, who's 2 back. They're up on the Lakers, who's 1 back. They're up on the Suns, who's 3 back. It's fine. I just have more complaints than I have positive things to say tonight because of how they played. If you want to know why the Nuggets won this game, if you're like, well, okay, Matt, if they were so terrible, how did they win? Second chance points and free throws. That's it. That's how they won this game. The Nuggets made 5 fewer threes. The Nuggets did shoot 53% from the field, and that was good. A lot of that was on second chance points, but when you kind of get into it and you start to dissect how they won this game, you are going to wind up with some pretty consistent trends. The Nuggets outscored the Grizzlies 20-5 in second chance points because Memphis doesn't have any centers. They traded Jock Landale, Jaren Jackson Jr., Zach Edey is out, Brandon Clark is injured. They don't have any bigs. They don't have any. They have no bigs. That's why they started poor Kyle Anderson at center. And I don't think that they got this incredible whistle tonight. These were fouls. These were pretty clear fouls because Memphis had nothing that they could do with Jokic. And so Nikola Jokic did take 14 free throws, and Joker did enough to draw those 14 free throws. Memphis was outscored Denver 26-10 in fast break points and 22-4 in points off turnovers. All of the non-rebound hustle points were all in Memphis's favor. They made more threes. They had fewer turnovers, but they couldn't rebound. The Nuggets were bigger. They got to the line, and so they won. The Nuggets did get some really good shooting performances from Tim Hardaway Jr., who was 7 of 8 from the field, 4 of 5 from 3. He was really good. Joker finishes with 26 points, 8 of 17 from the field, 10 of 14 from the line, 15 rebounds, 11 assists, his 183rd triple-double, and 9 turnovers in this game, as that continues to be a pattern for him since his return. Julian Strawther goes for 5 of 9, but I'll talk about his game here coming up in a little bit. Cam Johnson, just 5 points. I have a lot of bad things to say about Cam Johnson tonight. Jamal Murray with 23 points, 7 of 18, 7 dimes, only 2 turnovers. I thought Jamal's offensive game was really good tonight. I thought he set the floor. I thought he found good shots. I think in general, like Jamal got downhill and made tough layups. Jamal offensively, I think, was in a really good spot here. I have some other things to say about the defense here in a little bit. 12 points for Tim Hardaway Jr. 21 points for Tim Hardaway Jr. on 7 of 8, 4 of 5 from 3. Plus 12 for THJ. He was a huge part of the win, and he deserves like a lot of credit for coming in and just being aggressive and firing and doing what he needed to do. Bruce Brown was a plus 4, gave him 10 points on 4 of 6 shooting. Bruce, I don't really line up with the plus minus. I think Bruce is on the court for some stuff, but I have some of the same issues with Bruce that I have with some of the other guys. I'll hit this real quickly on Joker. He's clearly not healthy. I don't like doing he didn't play well, so clearly he's hurt. That's what everyone does and whenever anyone's. Oh, Drake May was terrible in the Super Bowl. Oh, it must have been his shoulder, or he was just bad. That's a thing that can happen. And Joker had a triple-double. But when I watch Nikola, he doesn't have the same. He looks like a guy who is experiencing discomfort, and that discomfort is distracting him from making the reads he has made his entire career. Because I see him seeing double teams and not recognizing that the strong side corner, the guy Tim Hardaway Jr. is behind him on a post-up. That's an easy flip over your head or turn around kick for an open corner 3. Tim's right there. And he tries making a more complicated pass to the cutter, and it's intercepted. He's frustrated with himself. He's frustrated with teammates. He's moping. He's frustrated. He's grouchy. He's barking at the officials constantly. I get they're grabbing you. You also have shot 14 free throws. He is not in a good headspace mentally because of where his body is at. And so the rest of the All-Star break hopefully helps with a 10-day break. No, 7-day break. He only gets a week. Having to play on Sunday sucks. That's not good. But hopefully the light load gets him a little recharged. Just the beginning of next week gets him charged up, and he can be in a better place to start the back 27 games of the season, because the 9 turnovers are killer. This team has been so good because they don't turn the ball over, and they are turning it over constantly. He is forcing things. He is missing things. He is making the wrong plays. He is, losing the ball, trying to force the issue to draw fouls and flailing. He is constantly barking. Like, it's everything that he wasn't in the first half of the season. And so with him coming back from the injury, that's the only thing I can really point to be like, that's why. So I'm totally okay with giving him a pass and just being like, look, he's banged up. He's not comfortable. He still put up a triple-double, and they won, and they were a +8 in his minutes. Cool. Like, that's fine. We can do that. I didn't love some of his defensive stuff in the third quarter and fourth quarter. Particularly, he's doing the thing again where he shows that the level. I thought his first half defense was great. I was really impressed with his first half defense and thought that he did a lot to get them that lead in the first half. I thought his first half defense was really good. I think the second half, he's not showing hard at the level, which allows easy passes underneath to the short roller. He allowed a lot of passes to get through. They don't have the backline defense right now without Peyton and AG. It is Bruce Brown and Julian Strawther and Jamal Murray trying to make these backline rotations. Those guys can't do it. And if you're like, well, then they need to play bigger guys. They can't play Zeke Naji. They can't play Deron Holmes. Those guys are just not in a place where the coaching staff feels comfortable with them. So like you need to just stop them at the level. Like you need to stop the ball better. And that is on Joker. But overall, Joker did enough for them to get the win. He was a +8, had triple-double. I can complain, but I can't complain that much. Everyone else, basically, except for Christian Brown, I have some issues with about this game. We'll talk about it while also trying to give credit for the win. We'll talk about that coming up on Locked On Nuggets. Tax season doesn't have to take over your life. This year, TurboTax is making it easier than ever to just hand things off and move on with your day. With TurboTax Full Service, you can have your taxes done for you by a trusted local expert start to finish without the stress or guesswork. I got to tell you, having somebody do your taxes for you is going to make such a difference. You will not believe how much happier you're going to be if you have somebody help you with your taxes. It's going to find you the deductions that you need. It's going to take a lot of the stress off of you. You're going to be able to get the kind of help that you need for you to have peace of mind. You get updates consistently in the app, which is great. It's somebody local, so you're going to be able to have somebody that is like that you actually see face to face and can know, even if you do it online. It's somebody that is local in your area. They handle everything from your W-2 to your self-employed forms, and you can upload your documents, go about your day, and get updates right in the app. For a limited time, you can have your taxes done by a local TurboTax expert for just $150, all in, if a TurboTax expert didn't file for you last year. Just file by February 28th. Take taxes off your plate and get back to your life. Visit TurboTax.com/local to book your appointment today. We're also brought to you today by ZocDoc. ZocDoc is absolutely terrific. It's going to help you find the provider that's right for you as opposed to just somebody that is in network. It's going to find somebody in network for you that is the right doctor for you. And that's why we love ZocDoc. Finding a doctor you actually like can feel like discovering a diamond in the rough. Sure, you want someone who's in network and has availability, but you also want a doctor who listens and makes you feel comfortable and explains things clearly. That kind of doctor exists, and finding them is easy with ZocDoc. I run into this problem a lot with relatives and people in my house about trying to find the right people that are actually able to give the care that they need, that listen to them and will actually provide them with help. It's a free app and website that helps you find and book high quality in-network doctors so you can find someone you love without all the hassle. We're talking about booking in-network appointments with more than 150,000 providers across all 50 states, covering over 200 specialties. They make the process simple. You can search by specialty or by symptoms and actually build a care team that works for you. You can also re-verify patient reviews so you feel confident choosing a doctor that you'll actually like. And whether you want to go in person or do a video visit, ZocDoc makes it easy either way. Stop putting off those doctor appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/LockedOnNBA to find and instantly book a doctor you love today. That's ZocDoc.com/LockedOnNBA. ZocDoc.com/LockedOnNBA. Thanks to ZocDoc for sponsoring this message. We'll be right back on Locked On Nuggets. Back here on Locked On Nuggets, thanks for joining us and making us part of your day. Appreciate you guys being with us. Make sure to check out the Everydayers Club. Sign up at LockedOnNuggets.supercast.com. Supercast.com. You can find it in our Twitter page as well. And in the episode description. It's right down there. Just go take a look. You get lots of cool stuff with it. We have a text platform. You can text us questions about what's going on with the team. Like, hey, why is Spencer Jones not signed yet? And we can give you our thoughts on that. We talk about stuff in our Discord. We write up scouting reports and all sorts of stuff. We're going to be doing special episodes, mailbags. You're going to want to be a part of it. Join our community at lockedonnuggets.supercast.com. Okay. So I want to talk about the rest of the defense because honestly, when I went back and watched this game, it was very apparent to me about the problems that they had. The Grizzlies do have some wings that have some speed. They're young guys, and I wrote about that in the scouting report. I talked about Omax Prosper in particular, who did not have lost his minutes tonight, but did score 14 points on 6 of 7 shooting. # in the scouting report. They have guys, and GG Jackson was in particular really good tonight, driving kick. He had 21 points and was a +3. The Denver Nuggets weakside closeouts were terrible tonight. And there's 3 people that I think really have to be identified for why this game was closer than it needed to be. One is Jamal Murray, who again has a high offensive load and just got through a grueling stretch in January. I am completely understanding. I don't think he's feeling great. Wants to get to the All-Star break. Totally understand. Jamal just got beat consistently. He just got beat on the perimeter over and over and over again. And teams are really targeting Jamal more and more the last couple of games. And I think that that's something to kind of be aware of and maybe be a little bit concerned by. Hiding guards is difficult in the NBA. And the Nuggets are having a really hard time getting away from him being attacked consistently, especially because they don't have the backline help of Peyton Watson or Aaron Gordon right now, or Spencer Jones. And that's very evident. Like, you just need better rim protection on the back line. They can't really run drop coverage consistently because, especially, I thought it was good that they didn't run more drop in this game. When they did late, Jokic was not good in those situations. But Ty Jerome had 19 points on 4 of 11 and 7 dimes. The 7 dimes is the problem because you gave up those kickouts when you needed to be, but he played really like Ty Jerome could have gone off in this game attacking downhill and pick and roll, and them showing at the level was a good adjustment by the coaching staff. But if you're going to do that, you also have to be able to recover and then contain, and nobody contained. Strong side, weak side, everybody. Jamal just got beat downhill. Strawther got beat downhill. This was a really bad Julian Strawther defensive game. Julian did the thing that he's been doing, which is 5 of 9, and he makes a bunch of plays. But this was a game where he really got beat by the physicality and athleticism of Memphis, and he will face more athletic teams. Like, he will. He'll face teams that are better, stronger, and like this is a good indication of. Like, this is why Julian's probably not going to be in the rotation as much after the All-Star break, and especially into March, is just when they're fully healthy. If they're able to, if they don't have to play Julian, this is just the gap between where he is now and where he's going to get to. He's been great the last 2 weeks. He's been awesome. He's been really helpful for them. There are still these kind of problems. Bruce had problems on the weak side rotations. Bruce tweaked something in his ankle. I thought for a second he tore his Achilles. That was how worried I was terrified because Bruce, it didn't look like he stepped on anybody. He just like all of a sudden was hurting, and I was like, oh God. And he was rubbing the back of his calf. I thought he tore his Achilles. So I am so thankful that Bruce is okay. That is phenomenal. But Bruce also got beat downhill tonight. Thought that was pretty rough. No turnover problems for Bruce tonight, and he was efficient and was a +4. So I'm not gonna I think Bruce was fine, but I did think that he did have problems with these things. I asked David Adlam in pregame why he's playing in the dunker spot so much, and he's like, he knows exactly how to navigate that space. So even though he's not able to really make some of the shots that he's put in position for, he at least understands the spacing, and that's what they're more concerned with. I want to talk about Cam Johnson. Cam had a bad start to the season, and I kept telling people to be patient, and then he got hurt, and he was out a long time. And then he came back, and I think he's been really good, and he was great in the Cavs game. This was a terrible Cam Johnson game. And the biggest problem is that Cam just, not only was there's a two-way street here. The Grizzlies played him physical, and he disengaged. And then it's like a two-way street. You let the defense take you out of it, and then you didn't respond by being more physical and present. And that to me is just really difficult it was just bad. Guys were driving into him, and he's given space and given too much laneway. He's not coming around full speed on DHOs. He's just not being physical and into guys. With his size, they need him to do that. That's one of the advantages, is you need to have physicality with your position. And I think Cam is actually capable of it more. But tonight, he was way too passive. 2 of 7. I don't even mind the shooting. Had good looks, but some of these, he's missing layups because he's not getting downhill and attacking more. Gave 3 fouls, 4 rebounds. The rebounding continues to be a real bright spot with him, is that he's more consistent in rebounding, and that's a positive. 1 steal. But I thought Cam was so passive in this game, in a game in which you needed him to be like, these are kids. I am a veteran. I'm going to show what I can do and be able to handle it. I don't think that we need to overreact to it and talk about. I'm really tired about talking about the trade. But It was a bad Cam game, and he's got to be better, point blank. Christian Braun was the real bright spot there. He was the guy that was physical. They didn't have many transition points, but the ones that they got were because Christian was leaking out in transition and taking advantage, and that's good. This Grizzlies team is really good in transition defensively, hashtag in the scouting report, and he out hustled them. And so Christian getting downhill in some of these actions, they couldn't get the split action going, but he still was able to kind of adjust and find ways to contribute, adding 14 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. I'm sure a vast majority to Jokic, 2 turnovers, but those were acceptable. And he was the team best plus 12 along with Tim Hardaway Jr. So good night for Christian Braun and pretty much a bad night for almost everybody else. If you want to talk about like kind of proof of this game, if you're like, man, it couldn't have been that bad. All the Grizzlies starters on a team that is literally tanking, all of them were positive. They won their minutes. They lost this game because Omax was minus 18. KCP was minus 8. The bench got really hurt in the Jokic stagger minutes. And that was pretty much it. Val was okay tonight. Val was a plus minus 0, 9 points, 3 of 5 shooting, 6 boards in 14 minutes. And I thought that the minutes with him were totally good. Jamal was a plus minus 0 too. So those were okay. So those are the bench. Coming up, it's All-Star break. We'll talk about the weekend, about what's ahead for Yoke and Jamal. We'll talk about what this Nuggets team needs, and I'll tell you why this has got to be the last bad win of the season. Coming up on Locked On Nuggets. Today's show is brought to you by Wayfair. The new year's here, and it's the perfect time to reset your routine and refresh your space. If you're spending more time at home, you might as well love how it looks and feels. That's why you should turn to Wayfair. It's a one-stop shop for getting your home back on track. From bedding and mattresses to storage solutions for every room, Wayfair makes it easy to start the year fresh. Wayfair has everything you need for a full home refresh all in one place. Whether you're updating your living room, organizing your space, or upgrading your work from home setup, Wayfair's huge selection makes it easy to find exactly what works for your style and budget. A lot of folks work remotely. I've found a lot of great stuff to help me work from home at Wayfair, whether it's organizers or stand-up desks, lots of great stuff like that. You can get simple stuff for your room that's going to help make it feel fresh and new. And that's a really good feeling, especially in the winter when things can get a little stale, is it's great to have something new and fresh in the house. And that's what you're going to be able to get with Wayfair. Get organized, refreshed, and back on track this new year for way less. Head to wayfair.com right now to shop all things home. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair, every style, every home. We'll be right back on Locked On Nuggets. Back here on Locked On Nuggets. Thanks for joining us and making us part of your day. Appreciate you guys being with us and join me here on a Thursday night. Or a Wednesday night. I don't know if we're going to, well, I'll do a show tomorrow. Cam is in LA. Swipe is in LA for All-Star. I'll do a show tomorrow. I don't know if we're going to have a Friday show because I think Ryan needs a break. And so we'll kind of play that by ear. I will be with you on Saturday night for a very, very quick recap of Jamal Murray's All-Star 3-point performance. We'll talk about that on Saturday night and preview the Sunday game. So it's All-Star weekend, and the Nuggets, obviously, everybody's going to head off. Adelman was talking before the game about some guys have midnight flights. Like, that's how this kind of goes, is a lot of people literally schedule and charter because they're, there's these Deca millionaires. Like, what's the name for when you have tens of millions? I need the name for this. Deca millionaires? These millionaires have the ability to charter flights and, or just, have first class, small flights, whatever. And so a lot of these guys are they're heading out like now. As we record this, they're on their way out to the various islands and beaches and places that they will go. I think it'll be good for the team to get away from each other for a while because they have been at this a long time and on long road trips. I think it'll be good for them to kind of get their minds away from basketball. You really do need like a mental reset. The season is such a grind physically, but it's way more of a grind mentally because it's just game, treatment, shower, media, bus, travel, land, hotel, sleep, up, walk through, pre-game, treatment, warm up, game plan, shoot around, play game, over and over and over again. Just over and over and over again. And so getting the break from that, I think, is really good. Jamal's going to have a great weekend because he gets to enjoy All-Star finally. He gets to be a part of all this, and he gets to deal with, it's funny. They make it out to be like, oh, you got to do so much media. Yeah, no, they talk to the media for literally like 5 minutes. It's like a 10-minute session on Saturday, and that's all they have to do. The rest of it is they meet corporate partners and sponsors and have to show up all these NBA events, and that's a lot more. And then the parties, and they'll do all that and have a great time, and it'll be a really good time. It'll be fun to cavort with their peers and important people. Players love being around famous people, their own class. Jokic, I've heard, tends to stay away from everything, which is very on brand for him, that he stays very much away from all of the hoopla and then just kind of comes in for his required stuff. And so, you'll see some good content this weekend from Altitude with the guys because they'll get access to them. Katie Wingy's already got a thing up on their relationship, which I think is really great for them to have done. Go check it out. Go watch it on Altitude. And then they'll play the games, and Jamal will go harder than he needs to, and then they'll be on break, and it'll be Monday, and they'll have days off. They'll actually be able to rest and relax and kind of get their bodies right. You give these players just a few extra days, and it rejuvenates them. I think one of the interesting questions is 2024, they kind of were spiraling going into the break, and Joker sends that text message. And it was like a real moment of leadership from him to be like, all right, it's go time. Let's go. Let's lock in. And then they gassed themselves out because they got caught up. And the thing is that the original intent was good. There's a running gag in the Discord about how I don't like winning streaks. And they're right. My thing is that you can't extend your winning streak past when your process has gone bad. When you were just like, let's just find a way to win so we keep the win streak going. That's when you're getting away from what matters. It matters about playing good basketball, about playing your brand of basketball, your identity, and focusing on the things that help you win and be a great team. And they did that for 2 weeks after the break in 2024. And then they started just being like, let's keep the winning streak going. I would love to see Joker send another text message. I would love to see Jamal this time send a text message and be like, all right, it's time. Let's lock in. Let's go, guys. We can win the championship. It's time to get it right. They're not going to get AG and Peyton back. Like, that's definitely not happening. Adelman's like, this is the same team that we're going to have when we get back. And so we'll see, they're still going to be shorthanded. They're still going to be small, but they do need to get everybody going. Cam Johnson's got to find a way. He can't be a passenger on this trip. He can't be. They need him to be a contributor. I don't necessarily love the driver passenger analogy, but they do need him to be an active member contributing. It needs to be like, this is what Cam did, and it really helped. And I think he does a lot of that stuff with his cutting and with his rebounding and with his positional and his rotations. I think there's a lot of stuff that Cam does that doesn't show up in the box score that has helped this team win. But he's going to have to start having nights where it's like, okay, if you're going to overload on all this, Cam's going to score 13 points. Like, he's going to rattle off an 8-point quarter, and you're going to have to adjust your game plan. There's going to have to be more forcing the defense to account for Cam Johnson in the back half of the year. Jamal really needs to pace himself. He had a phenomenal start to the season. He has been so good this year and carried them when Joker was out and has been an absolute hero for Nuggets Nation this season. He needs to get himself to where he's in a good place physically, mentally, emotionally going into the playoffs so he can be the playoff riser that he's been. Joker just needs to work through whatever's going on with him right now and get comfortable. I do want to see Joker kind of like buy in here and be like, this team is good enough. I don't know if Joker thinks this team is good enough, and I think it is. Like, I don't think he's got any reason to think that this team isn't good enough. They're really good. They're really good. And it's like, well, we don't know because they haven't played together enough. Sure, but proof of concept, we know that Joker, Jamal, and Nikola together wins games. We know that Christian helps win games, and they do have more depth, and they do have more reliable guys, and they do have shooting. So there's nothing holding them back. Want to see Julian Strother, hopefully still in the rotation a little bit after the All-Star break. And want to see them, kind of come together and start tightening up. Want to see them play a better brand of basketball. Want to see them play tougher and play a little bit stronger. Okay. People asking about the Spencer Jones situation. So I'll hit that here on the way out. Okay. He was upgraded to questionable tonight because the Nuggets do have to list an update to the injury report. If he is not assigned to the G League affiliate, he has to be listed on the injury report. If he does not play, it doesn't count against his things. He was in concussion protocol. What Adelman said was that he was still working through the final things on the concussion protocol and still wasn't feeling great. He also said, obviously, the contract plays a part in this. Like, they're slow playing this because of that. Bennett Durando is going to have more details on what's going on with the money side of this, as far as the savings that the Cronkies will enjoy and the team will enjoy, again, in their efforts to duck the luxury tax by waiting a little bit until the All-Star break for Spencer Jones. I do think that there might be starting to be a little bit of tension because I think the Nuggets were very hopeful to get, oh, you're just like the two-way guy that has played some good minutes and cool, we'll just like throw some money at you and keep you. And instead, Spencer Jones is probably like, I have been starting for a Western Conference contender with their starting power forward out, and I have contributed in multiple ways, rebounding, defense, and three-point shooting, where I'm shooting 40% from three. So yeah, Dennis Jenkins just got this huge deal from the Detroit Pistons. I also would like a multi-year deal with a little bit more money. And this is really tough. Like, if Spencer's older, if Spencer takes some like less than his market value without an ability to get back into the market, that's going to significantly limit his ability to make career earnings. So, and the Nuggets are not going to go over the tax. They're not. They're just not. So this is going to be a process of figuring out, how do we do this deal where we get to A, duck the tax at all costs, B, hopefully sign somebody else with the leftover money, whether it's Lonzo Ball or Haywood Highsmith or Jeremy Sohan. Keep Spencer Jones long term and have him for the playoff run. So, like, it's tough, and we don't know how really this is going to end. What I will tell you, like, the way it's going to end, what I will tell you is there is nothing happening that makes me believe that the Nuggets are not going to have Spencer Jones for the back half of the season in the playoffs. There's nothing in the situation that makes me think that he's not going to be here. It's just a matter of them handling the negotiation. And this is a leverage play between two sides. And I will say that the head of KSE at the very top does not like getting leveraged. Does not enjoy that. So hopefully it's going to be okay. If they do not keep Spencer Jones, I will be on here calling it a categorical disaster. It will be a disaster. The Jeremy Sohan thing, I think, is probably worth a look. I think he's probably going to get a better offer with more playing time and a better opportunity somewhere else. But if he doesn't, if nobody comes calling, I think Denver's a great fit. You just need some. I'm of the opinion you need as much insurance on AG as possible. You just need to not be in a situation where, like you are right now, where you're just like, well, we don't have any forwards. We just got wings, and that's it. We have wings and guards and Joker and Val, and that's all we got. You need more size. I just think you do. I think you need more size for these kind of things. Lonzo Ball is not a bad option based off of his ability to guard pick and roll situations, but the offense really is terrible, and I just do not know if Lonzo can play. I don't know if he's ever going to be able to play because of the knee. Sohan has kind of slid defensively in the last couple of years, but he has a high potential. Like, I think engaged, Jeremy Sohan is like able to be a really great defender and rebounder. They had him play point guard last year to start the season, and it wasn't good, but he did learn how to pass. He's actually a pretty sneaky playmaker. Sohan makes a lot of plays that I think are really good. I would love to fit with this team and thinks it gives them an interesting kind of different look and an opportunity to kind of do something different. So I would think it would be a good pickup. But again, I don't know if they're going to have the money. They may just have to sign Spencer Jones to the limit of what they've got available before the tax and then call it good. That might be it. We'll see what happens. We'll keep you updated on that. I'll be with you tomorrow. We'll talk about what's going on in the NBA. I'll give you some big picture stats on the Nuggets on where they're at the All-Star break, and then we'll be covered for Jamal's 3-point performance and the All-Star game featuring 2 of your Denver Nuggets. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate you guys being with us. Check out the Everydayers Club at lockedonnuggets.supercast.com, and we'll see you guys again next time here on Locked On Nuggets.